Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Factorio. My name is Tom, and this is episode number 25. In the prior episode, we continued to work on the gear factory here, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to figure out how to balance my belts correctly. So I reached out to the community on my Discord, and a YouTuber named MassiveDynamic, who has extensive experience playing this game, was willing to teach me how to understand this mechanic. I did record this session with him, and he had no clue I was recording it just because I didn't want to place that burden on his shoulder. So this is not scripted, this is strictly raw. And I gotta say, he did a really good job, and I came out of it understanding the basics of belt balancing. So if you are new to Factorio and looking to understand the mechanic of belt balancing, you're gonna find this episode very helpful. So thank you so much, Massive, for taking time out and teaching me how this works. You did a really good job. I'm going to turn it over to MassiveDynamic here. It is a recorded episode. It's a bit different here, guys. After the recording, I'm going to apply everything he taught me to this gear factory. So without further ado, let's listen to MassiveDynamic.
So unloading the train. All right, there's a couple ways you can do this better. Oh wait, where'd your chest go? Yeah. All right, now if you want to unload on one side of the belt, then you can do this thing. You can do, well, you're only going to get one yellow belt out. Okay, so if you want to do it this way and get one yellow, where'd the red splitter go? Do you have a red splitter?
I do. Can I drop things on the map?
You can put it in my pocket, actually.
Just by clicking on you.
Oh, yeah, wow. You can click on me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here you go. You're welcome.
All right, good. Okay. All right, so you can do it this way. Here's what I was trying to say was that if you can get your full belt immediately off of the train, you're better off all in all, because you're dealing with full belts and you can kind of have a better idea of what's going on. All right, now those 6 inserters will load this yellow belt completely full right here. So you could do that same thing, right here. You can, well, actually you can do it a couple different ways, but you can do it like this. And there's more than, yeah, that's one way right there. That gets you a full yellow belt also. Or alternately, you could get a full red belt if you do it like this. And this. With a red splitter here and here. Now, as long as your train is, obviously your train has to be there, but this would unload a full red belt. Using this method, okay? But either one of these would give you full yellow belts, which is what you kind of want to have. And then once you have the full 3 full belts, then you bring all 3 of them up here full, right? Which is a much better, starting position to be in, obviously.
Yeah, this is much better.
So you just bring these up here. Now you have 3 full belts, right?
Yep.
And then you can just do a balancer here. You have any undergrounds?
I do, yeah. You want some red ones or yellow ones?
It doesn't matter, whatever you got.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So if you do this and then this, and now all you have to do for balancing is think about how many times each lane goes through a splitter. Okay, so you want each lane to go through a splitter the same number of times, okay? So if you watch what I do here.
When you say a lane, do you mean a conveyor belt?
Yeah, yeah, one belt is a lane, okay? Because usually in Factorio you're talking about lanes of resources. So this right here, where I'm standing, is 3 lanes of resources.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can talk about the sides of the belts, like, you know, if you have one side of the belt, because a lot of times, like you did for your smelting array, where
Yep.
you have, oh, you don't have radar set up. I can't look at it,
Yeah.
but you have the copper on one side of the belt and the coal on the other side of the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Which I said was, you know, kind of an advanced technique because, you know, especially new players, they forget about using both sides of the belt, you know, which is kind of your issue going on here, which I was surprised that you couldn't get the hang of it because you used the, you did it on the smelting. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But basically, when you get to this point, now see this lane right here closest to us, this yellow lane right here?
Yep.
It runs through a splitter 1 time, and then 2 times, and then 3 times, right? Because it goes here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but here, and then
No,
in
I can't.
here. And then, okay, so I'll eliminate everything that I'm not talking about, okay? So this one lane here is the one we're looking at right here.
Yep.
And it goes in this splitter, and then into this top splitter,
Yep.
and then through this splitter. So that's 3 times, right?
Yes.
While this belt, the middle belt, now we'll do the middle belt. And I'll eliminate everything else except the middle belt. Now the middle belt is running into the splitter, and then under the splitter, and then now through this splitter. So that's only 2 splitters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then this third belt up here, the top one, now it's running into this 1 splitter and then out of that 1 splitter. So it's only 1 time. Okay, so you have uneven balancing because the 1 lane's going through 3 splitters, 1 lane's going through 2 splitters, and 1 lane's going through 3 splitters.
Mm-hmm.
But if we move this 1 splitter up to this position here, okay, and then we run, so now this top lane is going through 2 splitters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the second lane is going to go into this splitter once, and then under this splitter, and then through this splitter once. So that's 2 splitters.
Mm-hmm.
And then this bottom lane is going to go into this splitter once, and then into this splitter right here once. So it goes in 2 splitters. So now all 3 lanes are going through 3 splitters. So now this is balanced output here. Okay?
Mm.
All 3 lanes have gone through 2 splitters, exactly 2 splitters.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so so this bottom one here goes through this splitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1. And then
Right.
it curves up and goes into this splitter.
Right.
That's 2. And then it curves
Right.
down and underneath. So yeah, each conveyor belt is going through 2 splitters right now. I understand.
Yes. Yep. So I'm gonna just well, I'm trying to make some more belts here so you can actually see it happening. That's already set for gears. Let me throw some of those in there. I'm waiting for my gears to craft. I'm almost done crafting gears, and then I'll have belts, and then we can kind of look at it, how it's actually working.
Okay.
So this one here will go in there. And then this one go there. And this one. Watch me be short by like 1 belt.
I got some for you. Here you go.
There we go. Oh, actually I had enough. There we go. So there. Now you have 3. Now, as long as you supply it with full belts, you will output full belts.
Okay.
Okay. So any one of these works for supplying full belts. So this is going to work for having, you know, 3 full. You're going to have 3 full yellow belts here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can replace. You can actually replace. Let's see. That's red. Red. Everything. Yeah. Actually, all this can be yellow belts. I'm going to do this. And one more time. There we go. Yeah, this can all be yellow belts, and this will be all 3 yellow belts. So then, now I'm going to show you a little bit more coolness. Okay, so this is the, let's see, I picked up your supply side, which is here. Oh, no, this is this is the output side. Okay,
Yeah, that's the output. Yep.
That one's fine. Okay. Okay, so here, this is your input side. This one. Oh, you only have 2 now. Okay.
Yep.
I thought you had 3 before, but that's okay. You were going to have the third one was going to be iron sticks or something, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so you can either take, since these are all balanced, you can just take this one and deposit it right here. And then you'd have this one and run it over here, and then the third one would just go to your next, manufacturing process, whatever. Or you can do kind of a fancier version, which is to rebalance at each split. Because there's a difference between input balancing and output balancing. Because like output balancing means that so we're supplying a full lane here, but then it's getting picked at, right? By the time it gets down here, it's not a full lane anymore. Like technically, you could replace all this red belt
with yellow.
With yellow because by the time it gets to here, the machines have already taken all the half of it away. So it's just you don't need that much capacity anymore, right?
Correct.
But a lot of times, like, what will happen is like this. See, this is all loading onto one side of the belt here.
Yep.
And then, like, say at unload, because you're unloading, the way you're unloading, it's all going to go into these 3 chests, and then the chest will fill up like from the bottom of the run to the top of the run, right?
Yep.
Because you have well, actually, that's kind of even loading because it is going to pick the belt clean. So it won't be as much of an issue in this particular case. So I guess I won't continue that because it'll just lose you anyway. But what you can do, well, now that you have this, okay, yeah. So this is actually, this is 3 lanes to 1 lane. But as you can see, because this can be
Yellow.
Here's what we could do for this particular case, since if we leave that as red and that is yellow, what we could do is take this one more red splitter and do here. I mean, just for this particular case as it exists right here. Wait a minute, we could do, let's do this red down to there, say down to there. Okay, there. All right, and then say we don't even use this lane, since we're not using it anyway. So this way we're kind of using everything we've got, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then, so this is reducing the 3 lanes down to 2 lanes, and because you're going from parts of 3 yellow lanes onto 1, it's only part of 1 yellow lane is all you're getting out. If you use the yellow belt output, would you fill it? I don't know. Yeah, it fills it.
Oh, nice.
Like that. But it's exactly the same thing. It just looks different.
Yes.
Yep. Which is kind of what my very first comment that I made on the first time I commented on one of your videos about switching from yellow to red belts. If the materials go faster, it's still the same materials, they're just moving faster. When you go to red belt versus yellow belt. But just like I just demonstrated there, it's the same exact amount of materials. It's just that it's filling the belt because it's a smaller belt that's not running as fast. And then as far as loading goes, if you load like this, you're going to run into timing issues with because your first wagon's going to fill, and then your second wagon's going to fill, and then your third wagon's going to fill. And it's going to take forever.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to use one of those balancers just like this one, actually on the output side also. Like you could put it, say, here, or even if you did it, well, maybe if you did it like right here would be good. Like maybe here, something like that. Although it's 1 to 3. This would take, yeah, see, this would actually take the 1 lane and spread it back out onto 3 lanes. Let me upgrade that to a red. Just as a demonstration. This kind of works in the reverse too, just like it did 3 lane. Do you have it under? Yeah, there's one. Never mind. There we go. Yeah, so even with 1 input, you can still end up with 3 inputs.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's artificially full looking, but that's okay. My point was that if you load the train this way, let's see, if we take this one and do something like this, and then maybe this one. Do this, and then this one. And do this. There. Now all 3 wagons will fill evenly.
Ah, okay.
Okay. And the advantage is, as you increase production on this end, you can just take each one of these belts, you know, and bring them across, and then just tie them in over here, you know? Like this. Of course, you'd have to move it around a little bit to get that underground over there. But,
Do these need to be what are these, like fast splitters? Could they just be the standard splitters?
it could be yellow splitters. Yeah, that would be fine because you're only outputting a full yellow belt anyway.
Right.
I'm just using the stuff that I have in my pocket.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it would work just as fine with if I had yellow splitters. Although it's actually, oh yeah, once the train comes, it actually produces apparently more than a full yellow belt even. So if you have like, if you start bringing in more trains where these boxes start to fill up, then you could actually upgrade this to red belts here, because you've got the production. But right now you only have the 1 train, and you know it's taken quite a pretty good amount of time to fill up and then get over here. So, yeah, so you're kind of maxed out for its abilities right now, anyways. So it's good. Oh, I don't have alt turned on. That's why the machines look empty. I forgot to turn alt mode on. Okay. But yeah, does that answer your questions?
Yeah, this makes sense, and I would have never figured this out. This is so advanced. Even you just trying to build it and wiggle your way through, you know, that's like, man, if you're having to think about it a bit, it's like there's just no way I would have gotten this. But let me head up here and take a look at why did you decide 2 instead of 3 splitters, you know, contact points for each belt?
Well, because we have 3 lanes over here,
Yep.
and even though our output is only 2, I was still thinking that there was 3 outputs. So I thought you had a 3rd lane over here.
Yeah, I don't even remember in the episode. I think I just went with the 2.
Yeah, I must have blocked that part out or something. But yeah, if you could just take these 3 down to 2, which is basically what we're doing. The only difference is if I get rid of this splitter right here, and then just get rid of this lane, like that, it's doing exactly the same thing. And the only reason to do even that is because you've got 3 lanes of input and you only need 2 lanes of output. So instead of going from 3 to 2, you always want to go from same to same and then just reduce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you were going from like 5 to 2, you'd go 5 to 5 and then just reduce down to 2 from there.
Gotcha.
So if we're going 3, because it's easier to balance from same to same than it is from, from differentials.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a 4 to 4 balancer is like the most popular. I think somebody mentioned that in one of their comments. Which is like this. It's very similar to that one. Actually in form, where this goes here. And this is the one, if you look on the wiki, this is going to be the one that shows up as the most popular balancer in the game, because it's basically will do everything that you ever want to do. So like if you were to take any one lane, like if I take this one lane out in from here,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to put out 4 lanes over here. And they're going to be evenly distributed.
Oh, wow. That's super nice.
Yeah.
Wow. So why not just use this one instead of the one you built over here?
Just because for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to show you to answer your question directly, which was,
Gotcha.
can I get the 3 to 3 balancer?
Okay.
So yes, you can. But if you memorize this one balancer, this 4 to 4 balancer, you can use this everywhere in your base for everything.
Ooh.
So
that sounds the path I want to take.
other than the single lane balancer is the other one that you should know, which is, this one, which I think you kind of know now. You just do this.
Yep.
But yeah, with this balancer, the 1 to 1 and the 4 to 4, that's all you'll ever need for Factorio, really. Until you start to get like mega base.
So what if I took the single lane balancer and I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to continue it over to the second array of gears over here?
I mean, we've got what over here at the train.
Oh, this is a
We've got
three, like a 3
we
to
well,
1. Yeah, I see.
well, we've already done it. Each one of these
Oh, yeah, that's right.
unloaders is already doing it. So you already have,
Gotcha.
because this is unloading a full lane, so it's already a fully balanced lane. The second one is unloading a full lane.
Yep.
Exactly a full lane, and this one's also unloading a full lane. So there's no real need to rebalance it.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason to do this 3 to 3 balancer is because you want to, like, say say this lane stops producing or whatever, or say this wagon runs out first. So now you only have 2 lanes of input, but you still have 3 lanes of. If I'm saying if this was complete and you had your 3rd lane of production going,
Mm-hmm.
now you only have two lanes of input, but you still have 3 lanes of output, or production, and you want to maintain the output. So this maintains the 3 lanes of output.
Gotcha.
It just kind of keeps everything running more smoothly. Otherwise, like a train will sit here sometimes, and 2 boxes will be empty. Two wagons will be completely empty, and the 3rd wagon will be like just trying to unload, and it can't unload because
Sure.
its lane isn't being used.
Mm-hmm.
So then your train just sits here stuck, and then you have 2 lanes shut down because the one, only one lane is working or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the real reason that you use the balancers in the first place, is to avoid that kind of a situation.
Ah, okay.
And then we can just fill these back up. There. And then we can put this back. Yep, like that. Yep. There you have it. Any other questions or anything I need to clarify?
Yeah, my next question is, what if this top belt here that I'm standing on What if
Mm-hmm.
that was one side only, or one side of the belt iron plates, and it fed through here?
Okay. I'll show you. F does that, by the way.
Yep.
So this
Yes, like that.
one lane.
Will it balance it, or will it just keep it one lane? Okay.
No. That's why I was trying to focus so much on make sure you unload full belts from the
Ah.
train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it from
Yeah.
down here. Like I
Yep.
was doing, like you mentioned, I was doing it with my smelting arrays.
Right.
But I just didn't connect the two dots. I was
Yeah.
assuming that you could balance just one side of the belt through the splitters.
Yeah. Well,
But
you can, but if you see if we add this to that, then it would.
right, because I
But you
do
have to start
see.
with full lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you start with full lanes, you'll get full lanes out. But if you start with half lanes, you're only going to get half lanes out. Now there are some. I think there are some. If you go on to now that'll eventually fill all those lanes up.
Gotcha. Okay, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah. If you look at wait a minute, do I have? I think yeah, I do. Actually, I'm gonna give you this. Wait a minute. Copy. No, wait a minute. This book. I want to copy it. Blueprint record. Oh, it's being okay. Transferred. Okay, yeah. There's this book that probably everybody in the world uses. It's called Rehnquist Balancers.
Okay.
It's a blueprint book full of balancers, and um, blue balancers are the one blueprint that I will use that other people have made. Other than that, I like to build my own blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but balancers are one of those things that it's like if you can't wrap your mind around it, it just drives you crazy, kind of like it did you. And if somebody else has already done the hard work and they've got a full book of it, then why not use it? That's kind of
Yep.
my thinking on it. Come on. Okay. Anyway, while that's loading, it's downloading the blueprints. Um, anything else I can?
Um, for this balancer on the output,
Mm-hmm.
the reason we're not getting a full belt is just we don't have enough product coming in to do that,
Right.
correct? And it's not
Right.
balancing. And it's the case over here where it's offloading the plates while we're not getting even belt because some of the
Right.
iron boxes are not offloading plates. And
Right.
so that's why it's not balancing it correctly out over here.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that
Yep.
makes a lot of sense now.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. And so for if I were to take a look at this splitter here that I'm standing on,
Mm-hmm.
the bottom belt goes through it,
Yep.
and then it goes up here to the second splitter,
Yep.
and then it goes down. But also this top belt is going through the same splitter too.
Right.
And so how does that work? Is it like splitting these two lanes? Like are they sharing iron plates right in the
Well,
middle here? How does that work?
yes. Yes, they do. So over here, we'll take a belt, okay, and a splitter, and then two outputs, okay. All right. Now, if you just watch the output. I'm just gonna feed plates onto the input. You just watch what comes out of the output, okay?
Okay. Oh, would you look at that?
See what's happening there?
Yeah, like it's so hard to visualize that when you have like, you're
Yeah, when it's
balancing something.
traveling at light speed.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't understand it, but doing this, that makes a lot of sense. So it
Yeah.
balances it and distributes
Yeah.
it. Wow.
It's basically a binary it's a binary splitter is what it is. So it goes A B A B A B A B. So technically, like you could build, I don't know if you're into binary or not, but you could build like a binary, or you can build like logic gates and stuff with these because it's basically a binary input. So you could build like an adder or a double adder or AND gates and all that stuff. You can actually literally build
Holy crap.
binary
Cool.
logic gates with splitters.
Wow, that's cool.
So you'll see that's basically a binary counter, right? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yep.
Oops, I didn't mean to shoot.
It's
Yeah,
interesting
see
you
that?
decided to push one of the plates on this second belt here first.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
does
well,
the
it goes,
memory, how does that work?
so it goes like, it'll go A. So it'll go, let me see, how can I mark this? So it'll go, okay, your first item through will go, let's say this will be A and this will be B, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your first item through this first splitter will go A, and then, so say this is A, and then it goes into this splitter, which is going to go A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first thing through, say, goes through here and ends up here.
Yep.
All right, now the second thing through is going to go B, so it's going to go here, and then it's going to go in here, and then this splitter is going to go A, right? Which is, say, this one. So the second thing through is going to go B, A, so it's going to end up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third thing through is going to go back to A here, and then B here, so it's going to go on this lane,
Mm-hmm.
the A, B lane. And then the next one through is going to go B here, and then B here, so it'll be the fourth lane.
Hmm.
Make
Yeah,
sense?
it not fully. I understand what you're saying. I have to sit down and meditate on it or think about it a bit. Kind of like what it
Yeah.
had to do with the block and train signals in Satisfactory.
Yeah.
It just took a while for me to understand that mechanic, but I understand it fully now. If I spend more time on this, it will eventually.
Now, if I'm going to do this just as a test, I'm going to drop this one onto this one thing on one belt, right? So we'll see where it goes. Okay, so that went A, B. All
Mhm.
right. So the next one is going to go B, A. Or, well, I don't know what this one's going to do here. Let me drop one more and see where that one goes. Because we haven't seen the bottom splitter work yet. So it goes B, A. Okay. So the next one is going to go A, A. So the next one's going to go on the top belt. Okay.
Mhm.
It's going to go A and then A. Yep. Okay. So
Wow.
the next one's going to go B and B. So it'll end up on the bottom belt.
Wow. This is crazy.
B and B. There you go.
Very
See that?
technical. Yeah, that's cool. Ah, okay, so that's how that works.
Yep.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that session with MassiveDynamic. I think we all can agree that he did an excellent job breaking down the basic mechanics of belt balancing here in Factorio. So please show some support for him in the comment section. Also, he does produce some Factorio content on his YouTube. I highly suggest you stop by his channel and check out his Factorio content. He's got some Factorio towns. I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe you experienced players may know what this is. He also produces some shorts as well. I can't check out his videos only because I am in the middle of a blind playthrough, but once I beat the game, I'm definitely going to be checking out his content. I will place a link in the description to his channel and go check him out, guys. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're going to take everything I learned from Massive and we're going to apply it into the Gear Factory in episode number 26. So hopefully I don't let my master down. You guys have a wonderful day there. Take care. Bye.